welcome back, and if it's the first time to the channel, hi, my name is Steve. I'm a musician and I travel the world performing. So this channel is mainly videos about traveling and different experiences I have, and I'm also trying to put in reviews and my recommendations from using all this gear and from places I go to, excursions, ships, islands, all this type of stuff. But today we're talking about gifts. It's last minute gifts for Christmas for people that you know, including yourself, that love to take photographs and videos when you're away. And to be honest, we don't need another excuse to spend money, but it is Christmas, so blame me. We're going to start at number 8, and this is something I think every single person should have that travels, and it is one of these little things. It is a GoPro. Now the GoPro is just indispensable for getting footage you couldn't normally get. Now this is a GoPro 5. I would not recommend this. Instead, I'm going to recommend this. The Hero 8. Now this is phenomenal. The difference is night and day, as you can see in this footage here. With this one, you don't need the cage either. It has these cool little things which just fold out. So these wings at the bottom, you don't need to use the cage anymore. So it helps just for a bit more control about what you're taking with you. It does 4K 60 frames a second, which is amazing to get some great slow-mo, highly croppable images, but it can also do 120 at 2.7, which is nuts. It is expensive, but for what it is, I don't think it is, and I can't see how much further they can go with these stabilization wise, and it's highly recommended. If you do have a 7, you could stick with that. It's fantastic. The stabilization on this is a little bit better, but the 7's great. Anything earlier than the 7, I'd recommend probably upgrading. Now, number 7, you can't have one of these without one of these. Now, I know what you're all thinking, and I used to hate them too. I still do. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about being that person when you're blocking other people's views and walking around blindly. I mean, you can do that if you want. Just go for it. But I'm talking about getting shots you couldn't get without one of these. You retract it out and you get the shots you could not get. And you set your GoPro on time-lapse or a video and just leave it, hold it out as you're in a vehicle, like in this clip, or underwater, like in this clip, and you get the shots. So that's what I'm recommending. However, just let me clarify, specifically a salt waterproof selfie stick, because otherwise you'll enjoy it for a little break, and then what used to extend and be very large and impressive is just really disappointing. So number 6 is my final GoPro recommendation, and it's a dome. Now, I don't physically have a dome in my hand because I'm going to get one when I go to Australia soon. If you wondered how people got those half in, half out of water shots, this is how you do it. You put it in the dome, it pushes the water further away from the camera lens, which gets greater clarity, pushing all the crap and all the little bits and pieces in the water further away from your lens, so you're getting a clearer shot. And also, it gives you that nice definition between the sky and the water. So if you want to get those cool shots, that is the secret. I'm sure if you've had one of these, you've probably done what I've done, which is try and get it in the water, and you're like, what the? And you lick it, and number 5, a smartphone lens set. Now, if you have the new iPhone, for example, like I do, you've got the 3 awesome lenses, or the 2 if you've just got the 11, or if you've got the Google Pixel or whatever, I'm not just saying Apple. There's some fantastic camera lenses out there. However, if you get one of these, you can add on these little lenses. So this one is a wide angle. Now I have the old iPhone 6s Plus here, and all you would do, put these over the lens, clip them on. You've got a wide angle here, the macro lens as well, which is great for getting photographs of insects and flowers, etc. And there's also this tiny little lens here. This is a fisheye lens for those crazy shots, which I personally hate, but some people love. As with all the other recommendations, I'm going to put a link below to a cheap version and a more expensive version. As with the GoPros before and the dome, selfie stick, etc., all the links are below. Please go and have a look. Click on the links, it will take you to Amazon. Number 4 is a little light, but this light that I'm using, it's definitely run and gun. It doesn't replace a huge dome light, but when you're traveling as much as I do, you just have to try and make use of it. Natural light is always best in my opinion, but times like tonight, when I'm trying to do a quick video, you just have to try and use this. There's a link below to this. This is the Aputure AL-MX light. It's awesome. You get a temperature range in there for the tints of the light. It's very bright, it's tiny, looks cool, and it feels cool. I'll put a link to this one and a cheaper one. If you have one of these with you, it comes with its own carrying case. Inside here, you have the leads you need. It comes with a little tripod, which is awesome. Just to stick on a desk if you're lighting yourself that way. And you can fit the light and everything in there. You can use it for photographs, or you can use it for backlights or anything. It's fantastic. It's a great addition to anybody's kit, and I highly recommend having one in your bag. Now this next one is very expensive. This would probably be a treat for yourself rather than a gift, but if you're feeling mega generous, then cool. But if you go away somewhere, as long as a GoPro for getting different type of shots that most people won't get, another way to do that is with one of these. So number 3 is a drone, and this is the Mavic Air, and I love this thing. This is very new for me. It fits in the palm of your hand, it flips out beautifully, and then you're good to go pretty much. And that case it came in fits this fantastically. You also have this case, which is a very weird design, but inside here you can fit propeller guards, and you can fit in the controller and all the leads you need. I do recommend 100% getting the Fly Mode bundle. The accessories, extra battery, propeller guards, a better charger. This is a Mavic Air. This is a bit expensive, but it's still attainable. However, they've just released the Mavic Mini, which is going to be perfect for a lot of people, especially if you're traveling a lot. This is tiny. The Mavic Mini is even smaller and so much fun. I had a quick go on one. I decided to go for this just because it feels a bit sturdier for me. There's a little bit more of the things I would like. But a drone, you won't regret getting this if you're traveling. Just be very careful, follow the local laws, and be aware of your surroundings. Always check before you go away where you're going to go, because just check, because things could go wrong. So be careful. My number 2 recommendation actually follows onto this, because I think if you do decide to get a drone, or if you already have a drone and you don't have these, you need to get them. Tiny things. These are little filters that go on your drone's camera. Dead simple, they just go on the top, they screw on, screw off very easily. They take down the exposure. If you want to film cinematic stuff, you want your shutter speed to be twice your frame rate. Frame rate in here, I have a 24 or 25, 24 I think. 50 shutter speed is quite slow in the grand scheme of things, so it lets in quite a lot of light. So without these, you can lose all the highlights. Everything can be blasted out, everything can be white, all the sky is white. You've lost all the detail in the clouds. So you can put on one of these. In this pack I have here, we have another 3 which also have a polarized filter. And what the polarizer does, basically it brings back a lot of colors and it cuts down on glare on water and from the sun, reflections, things like that. And if used correctly, can just really improve footage when you're having a lot of fun with these. As I'm talking about travel, I do want to say that all this stuff, you can have so much fun literally on your doorstep. There's a park just down the road here, and I've been there with the dog, and flying around there is great. You can have some great fun. These will help you get the best possible outcome. And finally, at number 1, as I said earlier, these are in no particular order at all. I think for anybody traveling, whether you are creating content, whether you're trying to just capture memories for yourself and your family, there is one thing that I find very, very difficult, and that is to relax on an aeroplane, to sleep in hotel rooms. I find it very difficult personally, and sometimes you just need to switch off. It helps you recharge your batteries, enjoy the next day. It helps get your creativity flowing even more. So number 1 is noise cancelling headphones. I swore by these Bose ones for a long time. They're compact in their case. They're so comfortable to wear. They're just beautiful things. They are not cheap, but they are cheaper now. I've had these for 3 years and they got me through every single flight. I'm terrified of flying, so these help a lot for me. It means I can actually close my eyes and drift off on a plane. Now, that's what I use all the time. However, I decided to go wireless, in-ear, and from Bose to Sony. They have different uses, I think, for mixing music, etc. I think the over-ears are better, but these are fantastic. They come in this little case, which you charge, USB-C, flicks open, they fit in with magnets, it charges while it's in there. They've just done a fantastic upgrade, so it works with Alexa as well as Siri, Google. You can fast forward, rewind, change the volume on them. They do all these fantastic things. You can do these on other brands, of course, but I tried quite a few different ones and I think these are the best. I think these are phenomenal. So thank you very much. That was my recommendations for gifts for your friends, family, for yourself. Last minute, there's quite a few of expensive gifts on there. It is the nature of the beast sometimes with technology the way it is. These are also investments, I think. If you decide to get a pair of these headphones, you'll have them for years, as I've had the Bose for years. If you decide to get one of these lights, you'll be using that way more than you think you were ever going to use it. Same with the GoPro and the drone. These are investments, but also fantastic gifts for yourself, for your loved one, if they're into all this stuff. Thank you very much for watching. If I don't see you before Christmas, have a great one. If you don't celebrate Christmas, that's cool too. Just, have a great time. If you're in England, wrap up warm. It's cold and a little bit miserable, but hopefully we'll get some snow. Hopefully. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.